Reading is an experience. Whatever is around you while you are reading, it's gonna influence a lot how you experience the book. Our brains are so used to quick entertainment and just being like laid back, doing no effort, that when you try to put this weekly brain to read, then you are tired and you feel like it's so hard. You just need to get to the point that you can make your brain interact with the material in front of you, and you'll see, it'll be easy. Hello everyone, welcome back to this podcast. I am your host Melanie, and this is Written with a Y. Written with a Y is a podcast done for learning the why of books. Why are they good? Why not only I really like this book, but why this specific book was in this way helping me like it better and helping me grow as a person when I was reading it. I do reviews of books. I do interviews to people that know more than me, a simple student, what they're talking about. I invite my friends. You can check the videos that I already have to do those reviews because it's just fun to talk with people and to have different opinions. If that is a type of content you enjoy, then you can stay around and become part of this small, tiny, sweet community here that we have. I am happy to be back here. I am happy that you guys are with me to do this second video of the two-part video, why and how you should read books in 2025. In the first video, I talk about the why. You need to know the why you're doing something, because if you're not convinced that reading is a great thing for you, then you might give up on these steps that I'm gonna give you. So yeah, you can go and watch that if you feel like you need a little motivation and why I need to read. But maybe you know that you need to read. Maybe you're sure, you're like, okay, yeah, I know I want to read. I know there's something important, but I just cannot make myself do it. So this is the video for you. I'm gonna divide this in 5 things. I'm gonna go straight through the 5 things, and I hope this will really help you. I think they will help you. The first thing that you need to do to start your reading habits is to create time. For something you like, you don't have to create time. I don't have to create time to scroll on Instagram. What I have to do is to create time not to do it, because I am very used to do it and I am breaking that habit. Very easy for me to be on my phone. So I don't have to like, oh yeah, from 9 to 10 I am going to scroll. No, I don't have to do that because I am very used to it. I have already created the habit for good or for bad. But for the things I want to create a habit, I have to make myself. At the beginning of going to the gym, me and my roommate that go together, we had to be super strict with the time. Okay, this is gonna be the sacred time of going to the gym. And we would do it, and we would hate going, but we would always do it. Right now, it's kind of easy. I enjoy going after going so much, so I don't have to like be so strict with what time I'm gonna do it. Still, it's good to start with putting a time specific so that you make yourself do this. And what do I mean by create time? It can look in different ways. Maybe for you, if you have a very busy schedule, deciding at what time of the day you're gonna do it, what time you're gonna force yourself to sit down and do it. So you can say, I'm gonna read in the morning, first thing in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I'm gonna read from, 5 to X time, or I'm going to do it at night. It doesn't matter what happens, at night I'm gonna sit in my bed and I'm gonna read this book. However, creating a time doesn't only mean in your schedule, one moment in your schedule. It also means deciding how many minutes or how many chapters you're gonna be reading during that time. Why? Because when you are reading something and you don't have, again, the habit to read that much, and you just feel like you need to go and do the next thing, in your feeling, in your mind, you're gonna feel like you have been reading this for 100 years. If you don't time yourself, you're gonna read 2 pages and you're like, whew, that was a lot, and then you're gonna stand up and you're gonna leave. But it was not a lot, it was probably like 5 minutes. So what I want you to do is to time yourself. Decide, okay, I'm gonna read 15 minutes. I'm gonna read 20 minutes. Then you can escalate. I'm gonna read 30 minutes. A good thing that I like doing is deciding to read an X amount of chapters. Like, I'm gonna read 1 chapter, and no matter how long it takes me, I'm gonna read this 1 chapter. Sometimes when I time myself, I'm like, okay, 30 minutes, it just feels like, oh, it's gonna be eternal, so I just give up. Maybe it helps you better, but for me, what helped me reading was I would choose an amount of chapters that I was gonna read, and then I would just push myself to go through the chapters. This sounds like reading is something like so boring that you have to push yourself. That's not the reason why you have to push yourself. It is gonna be delightful to read. It is going to be. But as I said, your brain is a muscle. If you have never been training your brain, then yes, it's going to be hard. No matter how exciting the book is, you won't be able to get into the story at the beginning. It's gonna be hard, but it's going to pay off really. It's not hard because it's a bad thing to do. It's simply hard because our brains are so used to quick entertainment and just being like laid back, doing no effort to gain our entertainment, just watching stuff that you don't have to interact that much with. That when you try to put this weekly brain to read, then you are just tired and you feel like it's just so hard and not entertaining. It is. You just need to get to the point that you can make your brain interact with the material in front of you, and you'll see, it'll be easy. Number 2, create a space. Reading is an experience, a beautiful experience. Whatever is around you while you are reading, especially at the beginning, it's gonna influence a lot how you experience the book. So I would recommend creating a space where you can feel like comfy, where everything is just like when you're going to read, because then you're going to associate this good feeling with reading the book. There's going to come a point that you can read wherever. Like, I can be in a crowd and read. I can read in class, as I usually do. Maybe shouldn't be doing. I'm sorry, but I do. Sometimes I'm walking down the street reading my book because I am just so obsessed with it. But at the beginning, it's gonna be very helpful if you create a space that is a comfortable space that you enjoy. For example, you can choose your favorite library, or you can choose your favorite coffee shop. Maybe it has a corner with this couch that is really comfy, and you buy coffee and you're reading it and you're like, or you put music in your house and you're just like, like whatever. Whatever makes it an exciting time that you're looking for. I don't like coffee that much, but I love coffee in the morning. I don't know what it is about the mornings, cold mornings in Minnesota. So I love my coffee. Saturday mornings, drinking coffee is the best for me. I get my coffee and I sit in a corner and I grab my book. Best experience ever. Create a space that will make the experience of reading delightful. Number 3, this might seem obvious, but I don't know why people just don't do it. Choose a book you will like. Choose a good book. Yes, ask people about what they are reading and like ask recommendations to people that like reading, but then make sure that their recommendations are things you're gonna like. For example, I think this series is the best series in history of series. Like, it's just amazing. Brandon Sanderson, mwah. Love him. However, I know that it is a hard reading for someone that is starting because he is like creating this big world and he's just saying all this stuff. Especially the first book is slow. Even for me, the first book, Mistborn, was but you do not have to start with the books that are super heavy and hard to read and you're just not interested in that stuff. Look for a synopsis of something that you are really interested in. For example, I have a friend and she loves the Hunger Games movies. I think she already have read the books a long time ago, but now she just doesn't like reading anymore. But she wants to start reading and she decided that she was gonna read the Hunger Games again because she really loves that story. And that's great. If that's something you have to do, you have a favorite movie and the movie was based in a book and you would love to read a book about it, just choose that. Just go for something that you really will enjoy. As you don't go and watch a movie you don't like. Well, I don't. This is a funny one and any writer or editorial house will thank me for it. Number 4 is buy the book. Buy the book. Buy it. Just buy the book. Why? Why, Melanie? Why should I buy the book? 1, because there was someone working really hard to write a book and they deserve the money for it. And number 2, when you buy a book, yeah, you can borrow it. It's okay, I guess. You can use illegal methods to get it online, I guess. But when you buy a book, you feel more responsible. You feel more, oh yeah, I have to read this thing because I already paid all the money. This series, again, when I started it, I was like, I'm not interested in this. This is so boring. And I have paid like $50-ish for the whole series already. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it just because I pay all the money. So it's an extra motivation of, I already pay money for this. Let me just go to it. It doesn't always help. There are a bunch of books behind me that I bought and I still have not read. Yeah, but I'm sure I'm gonna read it one day. But at least for you, it might help you, might give you a motivation of, okay, I pay for this, I really want to go through it, just that extra boost. Number 5, start with an audiobook. I am not a fan of audiobooks. I have my whole rant against audiobooks not being real books. I'm sorry, don't come at me. But for you that are starting, I really recommend starting listening to it. If you're not able to sit down, just listen to the book. Yeah, just get the audiobook. The first 15 hours, if you have Spotify Premium, are for free. And just listen to the book while you are doing something else. Maybe not something that takes a lot of your attention so you can actually hear the book, but something like maybe painting your nails or doing, drawing or cleaning your room. You have to go for a walk. It's great to listen to a story. So that way you're going to get captured in the story before you have to sit down reading it. It's going to be easier for you to go to the book and read it. You're going to be already interested. You're going to be already captured by it. Then you can pass to what I call listening and reading. It might not be only me who calls it that way, but I call it that way, okay? So if you can take the audio and the book, and then you go to this comfortable place, you get your coffee, you get your cup of tea, and then you go to the book and you listen while you read, that helps a lot for you not to get your attention divided, because if you are listening, you have to follow what they're saying, so you have to go quickly running behind the words. You are not gonna just be like, as it happens to me, it happens to the best of us. I'm not the best of us, and it happens to me, but even to the best of us. Okay, whatever. The point is that if you are reading while you are listening to the book, that's really going to help keep your attention here and not go somewhere else in your mind. Lastly, you are going to read it without the audio, and you can keep reading it with the audio if that's something helpful for you, but you're going to be able to, at certain point, just go to the book and read and have an undivided attention. I promise. I know I said it was 5 things, but I have a 6th thing as a bonus for something that can really, really help you and has helped me a lot. And is to get together with other people to read. This can be an official book club or a book club that you start with a friend that likes to read, or someone that doesn't like to read, and you're like, hey, let's just read this book and get together in 1 month. Take 1 month to read the book, to talk about it. That gives so much motivation to read the book, because you know that there's a person that is depending on you on reading it. It's like, again, getting a gym buddy that makes you have to go to the gym. It's the same with the books. If you get someone that is expecting you to finish this book by the time you're gonna read it together, that's like crutches to actually do it. I am part of a book club right now, and it's really fun, and I have to read books that I would have never read. I have to read books I don't like sometimes, some books I do like, but I am always trying to get through the book because I want to be part of the book club. I think that's something that might help you a lot. I want to start a book club, so if you are interested, you just have to just put it in the comments or DM me on my Instagram, and let's talk about it. So I can help you. I can literally just be there for you, hand in hand, trying to make you read. Something else that I've said before, but put it in the comments if you want me to recommend you a book, and I'll just ask you some questions about what are things that you like on books and what are things you don't like that much, and let's find that book that is going to help you get back into your reading habits, or get in your reading habits for the first time. That is all for today. You see, I kept it short, I kept it nice. I deserve a clap. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like it. It will be really helpful for the video to get to other people. And if you like this kind of content, I will be giving more of it. Our next video is about monsters, and also I will talk about why fantasy is good, but mostly reviews and maybe videos like this where I can help you get better at your reading habits. So if you like it, you can stay around, and I'll see you next video.